Okay. Just come on in, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience with me. Thank you for coming on in. Thank you. Hello there, Maya. How are you? Thank you for joining me on today, and thank you for coming on in. Just having some internet problems. Thank you so much. Oh, Pillar of Life, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Danielle, God bless you. Hello, everyone. My moderator is here. So let us go right back into topic. We want to get right back on topic. Thank you so much. MP, how are you from Cincinnati? Thank you so much. You, Maya, Pillar of Light. Angela, thank you for coming and rejoining us on in. I really appreciate that. Rochelle, Crystal, and Sarai, thank you for joining me on today. As you can see, we got a serious topic, the risk-taking narcissist, and we was joined together, and we had a little difficulty with the internet system. Hannah, how are you? Thank you for joining me on today. Many of you are with narcissists, and some of you think all narcissists has the same character. They have the traits of NPD. That's why you can identify them, but they still have their own personality, their own character. And you can find some are very sedate and inward, and you find some that were outward. You find some that are overt, covert. You find some that are psychopathic, sociopathic, and you like some they have different personality based on their exposure because they have a tendency to mirror the supply, and whatever mirroring they have become part of their conduction. That's the way they carry themselves, their behavior modes, and so they meet different people, so they act different because a lot of times narcissists are still finding themselves. They don't know who they are. That's why they take on the character of the supply and mirror the supply because they can't give love. Many of them, they can't give love like you should have love. They can't express themselves intimately with all of these feelings and all of these emotions to really care genuinely and love you. They can't do that. So you do that, and they mirror you to teach them how they should respond in a situation. So let's talk about the risk taker, the adrenaline junkie narcissist that risk everything. The narcissist that is a adrenaline junkie will risk everything. They will risk you, they will risk the job, they will risk family, they will risk themselves. At the time that they want to do what they want to do, their mind is set. They're so focused because narcissists usually are very intentional. When things surprise them, they go into their memory bank to get what goes with that circumstances, what behavior go with that circumstances, what emotion was displayed in that circumstances, and that's what the narcissist will display. And so let's talk about it. Let's talk about the narcissist that is an adrenaline junkie. And that's the irresponsible narcissist. A lot of times they are. And when you get businessmen and they have money, but they are narcissists, and a lot of times they're psychopathic, sociopathic, or malignant. And these junkies, they like extreme. And so if you see a somatic narcissist, he want her knocked out gorgeous, almost flawless. Every kind of surgery she could have, he wants her to have it because she represents him. When the narcissist go to supply, the narcissist goes to the supply because the supply is an extension, like the narcissist see the child as an extension of themselves. So their success don't belong to them. The narcissist lay claim to it. So when the narcissists get that supply, the narcissist lay claim to the benefactors of that supply. Because I am, they look better. They are better. Because I'm here. Because I said, or because I did. They start taking credit for your beauty, your dress, your occupation, your economic status. They take credit for all of that. Well, when you have the narcissist that is a adrenaline junkie, because everything is extreme, everything is at the height. You know, they build their bodies, and when they love you, they make love to the extreme, and they get really, really crazy. And even in that arena, the narcissist will actually risk your life with unsafe sex a lot of times, because they don't think that anything will happen to them. It'll happen to you, but they will escape. And so when you are dealing with a narcissist and you find out they're adrenaline junkies, you have to really think about what you're doing, because their risk become your risk, and they are extremists. Everything is done to the extreme. And some of y'all probably have had this. She said, yes, my husband is malignant. He's a malignant, covert, and somatic. Oh my God. You have yourself a doozy. He's malignant, covert, and somatic. And somatic is about their look. Vanity is with them. Pride is with them. Everything is about them. Everything is about imagery. They care so much about what people say, what people do. Can you imagine to have a somatic narcissist that is adrenaline addictive? And they do things to make themselves look good. They go out of the way to get attention. If it embarrasses you, but it makes them look good, you are embarrassed. We're not talking about devaluation. Every embarrassment is devaluation. But the narcissist sometimes will cause you to be embarrassed so they can look like they're more intelligent, or they will say something about you and find a flaw in your features or in your dress or in your presentation so that they can look like they're at a height, because the somatic is image oriented. And she say that he is covert. Covert means cover. They are undercover. Whatever they do, they're sneaking. They're undercover. They're not going to expose themselves. And malignant, oh my God, you have not dealt with a narcissist until you get a malignant narcissist, one that is dangerous. Their very being with you can be dangerous, because the malignant narcissist goes after your destruction. They go after your hurt. And a lot of times they have a tendency to be overt, even though a covert can be malignant. And all narcissist has a form of it, but not like the malignant narcissist, the psychopathic narcissist, the sociopathic narcissist. When you have that, she said, I left him 18 months ago, still healing. Baby girl, I know you are. It takes time to heal what has tortured your mind, because they got inside. And when you get inside the house, you can cause more damage than on the outside of the house, unless you just blow up the whole house. But the narcissists get inside. They get inside your mind. They get inside your desires. They get inside your dreams. They get inside everything eternal, because the narcissist's goal is to leave a mark so they can come back. And that's called the Hoover. The narcissist don't what if the narcissist is with you, they always in their mind think they can come back to you. And so the trauma bonding, the devaluation, the idolization, the love bombing, all of this, the word salad, the confusion, the cheating, the serial cheating. And sometimes the narcissist that is adrenaline junkie is a serial cheater. And everything, remember, at the height, they don't want one woman, they want a lot of women. And they want a lot of women with you there. Come on here, because they are extremists. They are junkie driven. And what makes you uncomfortable? Hiding their intent. It heightened them to want to operate that, because they love to see you embarrassed, totally thrilled. And that embarrassment where you are it, and you will carry over into a place, and you tell him, I've never been. You tell her, I've never been there. Well, that's their intentions, to get you there, because the narcissists want to be the first. They want to break your virginity in events. They want to break your virginities in finances. They want to break your virginity and everything that you own, everything that you apprehend with them, because they're going to take the credit for it. Thank you for encouraging Tiffany. And so what happens is, especially those of you that are with the junkie, the adrenaline junkie. You're an older woman, you know, you done had a family, and now you got an extended family. And a lot of times, these younger men now are going after older women. And when you have an adrenaline junkie that is a narcissist, especially a malignant narcissist, psychopathic narcissist, a lot of times you ask, how do I end up with a psychopathic narcissist? I should be able to know the difference. No, a psychopath is charming. If you think a covert is charming, the psychopathic is very charming, very luring. And more than likely, they studied you a while because they know they want to know how to come. And usually when you got the psychopathic, they have a target. You know, like Ted Bundy, like the brown hair women. And he liked them at a certain look. I don't know whether it was his mom, but they had to have this certain look. And this certain look, he went after them. And once they entered that car, one girl made it out. The rest of them didn't. So when you have a malignant narcissist, the malignant narcissist has a target. They have a standard. They have characteristics that they want. And they're very specific. And they're very specific because an experienced malignant narcissist knows that his personality is so extreme until it's hard for anyone to handle this. Will take a malignant narcissist and put that adrenaline junkie aspect with him. They will go to the extreme. And that would be a terrible feat, to be with a risk-taking narcissist that happen to be malignant. I mean, they will do anything. Crime is not off to them. Swindling people are not off to them. Or if they're a high-class businessman and they're in the marketplace where they can come in at a higher level of seduction to get money out of people. And the narcissist, believe it or not, when you're with a malignant narcissist, they are also trainers. They would train you in how to apprehend what they want. They would train you how to unify with them, even though they won't unify with you. They would train you. And the malignant narcissist is like a military apparatus. You do what you're told. You do when you're told to do it. And don't you dare cross me. And don't you dare tell me no. It is always yes. That's the malignant narcissist. And he's an adrenaline junkie. And that's what we're talking about, the high-risk narcissist. Come on, let's read for some of our ladies and gentlemen what they're saying. She said, Kelly said, he took everything, house, and I took my kids, and I still have flashbacks. What you went through, of course. A lot of people deal with PTSD, CPTSD. They deal with that. And why? Because some people are still currently in it. And then some people who are out of it, they still have those flashbacks, especially if you had a psychopath, and the psychopath has no empathy, none. I mean, to hurt, to kill, none. It's just like hugging a brick. You know what I mean? And when they feel it's in the realm of seduction to get what they want, everything is about them. You are a participatory individual, but guess what? It's about them. And let's hear what Jesus girl says. She said, I haven't caught you live in, oh, I know. I'm so glad that you did catch me live. And Pillar said that she was homeless for 18 months, walked without clothes on my back. Oh my God. I just want to celebrate Tiffany, to say, I hate that you went through, but I'm glad that you're going to know what freedom is like. You're going to know what true freedom is when your true person come into the light, when your true person come into your being of your goals, the things you plan for your life, and all the things that you thought you could never have, you have them. So Tiffany, how long were you with the narcissist? She said physically present but emotionally absent. That's what trauma does. That's why they trauma bond you. And when you're trauma bonded to a junkie, they don't only get you trauma bond to them, they get you trauma bond to heightened events where your normalcy won't work for you. You can't, and many of you that been with an adrenaline junkie that was a narcissist, you notice that When you are with them, a regular relationship does not work for you. A regular relationship bores you. A regular relationship does not trigger enough energy because they train you to live at a over heightened stage. And this over heightened state that you live in, you're constantly living in, and that serotonin, a lot of times you can't sleep because you're at a heightened state and you're not calming down, where that serotonin that wakes you up, it just keeps you up. And then that melatonin doesn't release in your body when you sleep, and you find yourself tossing and turning. Why? Because you've been jumping all day, you've been moving all day, you've been expediting all day. Everything is on the move. Everything is on the move. And then when it slows down, the narcissist tell you, I'm bored. You bore me. You don't want to do anything. And there you go to another height. Good to see you too, Trina. God bless you. She said, thank you, Lord. I know that's right. For the freedom. She said, going on 4 years free, but the journey is hard, but it's possible. And see, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. We're here as your cheerleaders. We're here encouraging you. We're here saying that you can do it. You can make it. Especially those who have been with a malignant narcissist, psychopath, sociopath. Then if you put on top of that an adrenaline junkie. See, narcissists can display some emotion. And remember, they've been with that supply, so the supply showed them what to feel. And that's why the narcissist in the love bombing stage can look at you and say, I love you. And you are convinced that they love you. You are convinced that they really, really care, and they don't care nothing about you. And what happens is they have learned what to do by the supplies they are with. And these supplies that they are with teach them how to love, teach them how to care, teach them how to honor. And they mimic. They're perfect mimicking. They're perfectly mimicking your emotions. And they done been with enough people, many of them, until they don't learn what to do. And the narcissists study your emotions. They study the dilation of your eyes. They study the rhythm of your breathing. They get close to you and feel your heartbeat. They notice your action, whether you seem like you're twitching, you're moving, you're nervous, or you look away, or you look at them in the face. They notice everything. And this helped them to pre-calculate the next thought, because they anticipate what you're going to do. So when the adrenaline narcissists that want you to go to the extreme, if you notice, they don't want you to stay home. As long as you're there, they hadn't discarded you. They want you to go. Let's get a babysitter. Let's call your mom. Let's call your sister. We need to get out. We need to go. And you go, and then you pull off the highway, and they pull out. You're supposed to be there at 8. It's 10 minutes till 8. And all of a sudden, he wants to get intimate and then bring you in there. And you feel like, God, what is this? Because see, at first, that adrenaline rush was good. You see, this guy's crazy. I just love him. Now it's irresponsibility and unaccountability. So now it's not so fun. And Pit of Life said, they are adrenaline junkies because they are emotionally dysregulated. Of course. Of course. The regulation comes from you, not from them. They are off there. They're not synchronized with nothing. And many have lived in an alternate reality. So where you're a little bit planted and you're grounded, they're not grounded. And what they want to do is unground your stability. And when they unground your stability, they go all in. The adrenaline junkie always want to do something. And they're fun. And that's the thing about it. Many of them are fun until you get to the malignant form, the psychopathic form, where they are no longer fun, but they want to hurt. And it's intentional hurt. It's intentional destruction. It's in deliberate. And when you got someone that is after you deliberately, that want to see your demise, and you have feelings, you have empathy, you actually care, that can be hard, because what they teach you is how to join with them. If you're not with me, leave me. I don't want nobody that's not with me. We supposed to be one mind. Yeah, but look what you're doing. Are you with me or not? Because if you're not with me, I'm packing up. I'm leaving. And one thing, the adrenaline junkie, because they are wild. They're wild in the bedroom. They just wild. And they train you with all of those emotions through seduction. And what you start thinking, you put everything that attached to the narcissist, the great sex, the great finances, the fun, having all of that attached to the narcissist. And in your brain, it sends a message to your brain. And the dependency upon the events that the narcissist is instituting into your life is rewriting your script, changing your mind, where your mind fall into place with their character, and you find you're under the control of the narcissist, and fear has gripped you that you don't want them to leave you, you don't want them to discard you, so you are right there. Hello there. She said, old church back in the 90s was a little bit like this, that I think about it. Yeah, a lot of overbearing pastors that wanted, and I've seen them. I've seen them talk about the makeup you wear, the clothes you wear, how long your hair is, no color, no everything. But it was mostly to the female. The restriction was to the female. And that's why when you are serving in a church, you have to know for yourself. Don't get under these religious institutions and overbearing leaders. You don't have to do that. There's a difference with accountability and being overbearing, where they literally take over your life and you cannot live your life. You have to be able to live life. You come to the church to get the life that God gives the leader and to come for the congregational gathering, but then you live your life. You don't need your pastor out there living your life. That is not theirs. That is your life. And God gifted you with that. So, Ali, of course, it can be overbearing when people walk outside of the structure of truth. She said, wild, and they love drugs. Yeah, many of them. Well, think about it. Now, you got a malignant narcissist, psychopathic narcissist. You got, like, she had a somatic narcissist that was malignant. Come on here. And he was a adrenaline junkie. On top of that, then you add drugs. That is a dangerous combination. And that dangerous combination is you have to wake up to freedom, because they're not going to stop. And don't think that you're going to be drug free, because the narcissists want you with them doing it, especially the adrenaline junkie. The adrenaline junkie don't want to do anything alone. They usually are not an inward person, even though you have some adrenaline junkies that'll go to the mountains by themselves and go to the height by themselves. And that is their reward system. And these people, they are antisocial. You have those. The cerebrals can be antisocial, but you can have the cerebrals that are very sociable. I've seen them all. You know, I've seen them where they're cerebral and they're just as social as the covert and the other narcissists are. But they challenge the mind. Now, put a cerebral as a adrenaline junkie. Usually that's not the case. That's not their character, because they are uppity in their mind. They're intellect. They're about intellect. And so a lot of ways that the junkie, the adrenaline junkie go, the cerebral won't. But the cerebral, oh my God, you have to stay on top, because they hate ignorance. They challenge ignorance. They're bored with ignorance. And the cerebral like to be challenged in their mind because they're highly competitive. And then look at this right here. Tiffany said, yep, absolutely. You own the money. And see, many of you dealing with that adrenaline junk, especially some of you that are young, you know, they are like, let's go, let's do it. They got paid Friday, they broke Sunday. They said, that's okay, we can get another dollar, boom. And you got them out there that they are hustles. They can hustle, they can get them money, they can talk fast. They said, let's get these 10 shirts. These 10 shirts will give us $150. Boom. They don't spend all the money that they don't work, but you got bills and they got $150. Let's go eat. Let's go. And the moment you said, look, wait a minute. We got to pay the mortgage. We got to pay the rent. We got to pay insurance. We got to. And he said, oh, okay, now I'm doing it all by myself. Now I'm all by myself. Now you want to fade out on me when you were with me? Oh, I see. Who is it now? Who is it? There ain't nobody in your life. The narcissist will not stop until they get what they want. And what they want is you in the deal. Because if anybody get caught, I'm going to say it was you. Anything happen, I wanted to happen to you, not me. That is the narcissist. And if they're psychopathic, if they're malignant, come on now. Come on. You're not going to tell them no. That is a word that does not register in their vocabulary. It does not register on file. It just does not. A malignant narcissist, a psychopathic narcissist, has a code of ethics. And their code of ethics is yes. You will always say yes. You will always say I will. You will all, when I say go, you don't ask where we going. You get up and you go. And there are some narcissists will tell you, grab the keys, baby, we're out. You're like, we don't even have a babysitter. Call your sister. Call your mom. Call your friend. And the narcissist will even create a flying monkey that wherever he wants to go with you, they got a friend. And the friend is assigned to the kids. And what the narcissist will do, he will love bomb them, he will woo them, and he will silence them. Because how can your best friend tell you what she's done? She cannot, because she will no longer be your best friend. But now the best friend now has a tie, a bond to what is not hers. So when he needs a babysitter, he got her in house, a flying monkey. Hello there. Yeah, if you need to email me at destinyhepper12s@gmail.com. And so these adrenaline lovers, junkies, is taking your life at a speed you can't calculate. It's way beyond your mind. It's way beyond your comfort zone. You can see when it rises. Their eyes, the dilation of their eyes, they're sweating, their breathing change, and you know another event is coming. And then when they discard, the discard is usually, you can't keep up. You told me you could keep up. And you're like, baby, we got kids now. We can't keep up. I can't keep spending the mortgage. I can't keep spending the car payment. I can't. And they tell me, who you telling that you can't spend? A narcissist, that's dangerous word, is to say, I can't, I won't, and no, and wait. Hold on. Those are words that's not in their vocabulary. That's in your vocabulary. That's why once you discover what has been uncovered, what are you going to do with that weather? How are you going to handle that weather? And Carlina say, do they know that they are narcissists and that they are selfish? They know, a lot of them that have not been medically diagnosed, they know they're different. They don't know what's wrong with them. But in the 21st century, a lot of them got a pretty good idea, especially those who are older, who done had enough supply, and the supply has got them to know who they are because they have dealt with them on a regular basis, and they have serial cheating habits. And these serial cheating, and they got all of these supplies because there are people, narcissists, that has a harem. And maybe this 3-month cycle is these 15 women, and the next 3 months, and the next 3 months, and the next 3 months, until all year. And so when this comes, even though they add to the harem, what happens is they know that these 3 here or these 5 here go in this cycle. And every time that cycle comes, they don't think about the rest of them. They discard them and they think about this cycle. That is another whole video that I want to do again. Come on. And so what happens is with the narcissist is the adrenaline or the high risk taking narcissist live for the moment. They don't look into tomorrow. They live for the moment. Everything is for the moment. Enjoy the moment, like they're with you for the moment, and you're the mother of their kids for the moment, and you have me for the moment. The narcissists feel, especially those adrenaline driven, they feel like, girl, you know how many people will die to be in your position, and I'm with you. And you don't want to jump on the mountains with me at 3 o'clock in the morning where we can't see nothing. Come on now. I got to go get me somebody else that can hang with this girl or hang with this boy. Because they live for the moment. And you know, maturity always calls you to look ahead, to plan ahead, to know ahead. So you won't get caught in your now. Plans are powerful when they're implemented with wisdom. Plans are broken when they're not. And if you break a plan, you can break the part of your life that matters most for your next moment. And this is Pillar of Light. She said, yes, totally black or no white, showing beyond scary. Oh, you must be talking about those, that demonic stare, the narcissistic eyes. She said their eyes would turn pure black. She said, yes, totally black. No white, showing beyond scary. Absolutely. And Pillar of Light said, now that I look back, most of the people he called friends, she said, belong to the club. They are narcs too. What better person to understand? What better person that's going to be there to make sure that they comply and make sure they edge you on and make sure they encourage you. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, sis. You okay. You know how they are. You know they can't keep up. You know us. I. That's the whole conversation. So when you with an adrenaline junkie, know it is a high risk factor. It's a high risk relationship. And what matters is what they want. But they transfer. They give you their desires. You can be sedate, and the next thing you know, wow. I mean, you got your black leather, your hair spiked. I mean, you 63 years old. Come on now. And you are on the motorcycle, you going down the road, and your little bony legs can hardly keep up the motorcycle, and you trying to keep up with the adrenaline junkie. The thing about it, he sees you. She sees you. You think they don't see you trying? Oh, they see your effort. And they see what extent you will go through to keep them happy. Oh, they're going to use it. The adrenaline junkie, that can be dangerous. Like Pillar of Light said, and then you include drugs with that? Oh, you're going to do some damage because they're going to put you in a situation where you have to activate. It's not a matter of choice. It's a matter of doing to get out of it alive. To get out of it, you have to join with them to come out. And you're sitting on the side of your bed, pulling your hair. Can't believe that I did that. Can't believe that I said that. Can't believe that it's like that. Come on. Because the adrenaline junkie lives for the height of the moment. Not just for the moment. They live for the height of the moment. They like the highs and they hate the lows. But you, as the supply, is going to come around and hate the irresponsibility, hate the lack of accountability. Know that you're risking your life, and they will risk everything. They have nothing to lose. They'll go to another supply that got it. When you are exercising your faithfulness and loyalty. And Tiffany said, flying monkeys. Oh, I know. Don't you wish you could cut all their wings? Hannah. And he didn't talk to me for those 3 months. Oh, let me tell you something. When he's not talking to you, there's another supply. There's another supply. Not all narcissists cheat, but most of them do. Hear me. Not all narcissists cheat, but most of them do. And when they cheat, there are some narcissists will have 2 women, and he will be with just those 2 women, including his supply, which is 3 women, for 30 years. And they all know about each other. They all got kids together, and they stay. Well, you won't. You will think about that. Come on here. And so listen to this. TJ, how are you? He said they need a lot of attention. Yeah. Think about if they are adrenaline junkie, how much attention they need, and the height of that attention, the depth of that attention, the risk of that attention. He said why they cheat. Absolutely. My first boyfriend was constantly high. He needed his ego to be constantly on alert. You know what, TJ? They live by it. They live by it because they are a sense of entitlement. They require lots of attention because when you have holes on the inside, you're trying to fill it with whatever you can. And those holes cannot be filled. You can't fill a bottomless pit. And they're trying to fill them. And they fill them with your emotions. They fill them with your time. Adrenaline addicted person, fill it with the height of your extremity. They love when your eyes dilate and the hair stands on your head and you are screaming and you are shaking or you are thinking and you are scared and you are panicking and you full of fear. They are getting not only the rush from the event, but they're getting the rush off of you. And sometimes the major rush is your reaction. That's why they want you with them. The major reaction, the major event is you. To see how afraid you are. Oh, that's their ultimate high. And you almost wet your pants with the events that they do, with the things they say, with the collaboration that they do, with self-will. And they don't care about nobody. Because we're going to get done what I want. And you're going to help me do it. When you have it that way, with a malignant, adrenaline junkie, psychopathic, sociopathic, malignant junkie. Now, narcissists, period, like control. They like control. And what happens is, when you give them that control, you hand your life over. An adrenaline junkie hands their life open. And next thing you know, you've been with them for 10 years and you don't even know your children because you haven't spent a lot of time with them. The babysitter knows them. Your mother knows them. The aunt, the uncle knows them. And if something happened, the narcissist just deny it. Tell you you're going overboard. You're taking things too serious. Come on. Miss Chu said, they like to give you poisoned food and drinks to all the while having hidden life insurance policy. Whoa, that's malignant. Yep. But not necessarily adrenaline. That's just evil thinking. And that's malignant to the core. When they take out people, you can sense when something is wrong. Stop denying yourself. That cognizant dissonance will destroy you if you deflect the truth that you really have. When you know something, take it, run with it, know of a truth that it is there. Don't deny that truth. Take that truth and run with it. When you know it, don't deny it. If your life is in jeopardy, don't stay there. The house isn't worth it. The car isn't worth it. Your children are. And they're worth you living. And they're worth not being abused. When you know, you grow. And when you grow, you go to the place of safety. Don't risk your life. Don't. Those of you, I do counseling. And if you want a life coach, you can email me, destinyhepper12s@gmail.com. destinyhepper12s@gmail.com. I also have my daughter, Dr. Carmen Bryan, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Look on the portal on YouTube. And then we have Telsha Edenberg, the T on NPD. These people I know can help you. They've been in it for a while, and they can help you. Come on, let's keep going. And so she said the narcissist I was involved with had a shootout with the police years ago, and it was crazy. This is Rochelle. See, adrenaline junkie, that would be thrilling to them. And their life is at jeopardy. And the thing that they're shooting out and they're at their height because they feel like they're not going to hit me. Nothing is going to happen to me. I'm going to come out again. They know that they may go to jail, but they'll come out. I know narcissists that purposely go to jail. If they're struggling with relationships or money, guess what? They can eat in jail. So what you have to do now, you're going to have to value yourself. You got to raise the standard. And then some of you that live with the risk-taking narcissist, you're going to be amazed that if freedom happens and you decide because you and the narcissist just couldn't work it and you leave, you're going to be amazed how your brain has to be retrained in your body because that adrenaline rush you will look for even though they're not there. And you will want to go. You will want to do. But now you have the responsibility because the baby's now with you. And the narcissist is not. But he built a pattern in your soul that your soul filed that information and it became your lifestyle. And so now you're not with them. You don't have them in your ear. And you have to deal with it because that's when the Hoovers come. And the Hoovers, if you didn't strengthen yourself, when they discard, it can be a time for you to rebuild. Build yourself and strengthen yourself. Then what happened is once you build yourself up in the discard, when the Hoover come, you're more likely not to fall for it than to take the narcissist back. And your hell begin all over again, except it's worse. Yeah, Tiffany said, please don't. Please don't. Yes, ma'am. The T on NPD and the relationship on YouTube, absolutely. These are people, I'm telling you, they will help you to the max. You will get full help. You will get full help. And these helpers are there for you. They are patient with you. So don't feel like you're alone. You have me, you have Telsha, you have Dr. Brian, I have Karen. You have people that can help you, that'll be there for you. We've walked this road. We understand. We understand the time it takes. We understand the process. And I'm telling you, there is nothing that you cannot win if you put the work into it. Now listen to this. She says, Kim said, you are so right. My brain is still coming out of shock. She said, it is absolutely horrible. Oh my God, Kim, that's nothing but a word. But I'm telling you, girl, you could do it. You can do it. You have sister girls and you have guys that are in your corner believing in you, saying you can do it. You can go past the pain, but we got to rewrite your mind through the happiness, through the positivities, through the caring and self-love. And yes, it's going to take time. Don't let nobody tell you you can meditate your way out. No, it's going to take time. It'll take time. You say, yeah, but God can give me a miracle. God is going to give you the miracle away from the pain, but he's going to give you the growing lesson of the pain. Because you can't minister what you did not allow to be administered to yourself. And when women and men are hurting, they want to hear your story. And they want to hear your win because it gives them hope. And this is Winsome White. She said, just asking a question. Doc, she said, was married to the narc for 14 years. He has never posted his 3 children, but now with the new supply, he's posting her. Just can't understand. Oh, so you could see it. Yeah, you can. They always do that. They always post the new supply so the old supply can get jealous. They always set you up for a Hoover, baby girl. But guess what? He's not only posting about the new supply, he's telling the new supply about you, making the new supply feel apprehensive that he can go back anytime. More than likely, he's telling her that you are obsessed with him. You are crazy about him. And he's trying to keep you away. Why? Because this make her grip on harder and make her feel like she don't want to lose him. The adrenaline narcissist would only not have new supplies. They have a lot of new supplies. It doesn't matter they're male or female, many of them. They cross over because it's high risk. And they will go to the extreme. Why would he post that and never post his kids? Because he didn't want them to know he had kids. He didn't post them. But he wants you to know there's new supply. Message. Everything they do is intentional usually. They're very intentional. Yeah, Pill of Lights are triangulation and hoovering. It works every time. If you're weak, if you don't gather the lesson that you learn, if you don't gather the strength that you are, if you don't come into grips of what you're dealing with, and you don't take the responsibility and the accountability, you'll be right there. Triangulation, hoovering. And with every hoover, that means there was a discard. Even though you can be discarded in your house, and you can be hoover in your house. Love bombing is never the first. It's like people who get high, they look for their first high. You never have your first high because this is second, third, fourth, or 30th. So you never go back to the first. Why? Because it's not the first. And what keeps people there is the love bombing. It's that first high that you will never have again. Why? It was the first. Now you are on the 341st. So you will never have that first again. Patricia said, "Oh, good evening. How are you? Oh, I am so glad you caught me live too." She said, "My mom became blind and I went to Africa." She said, "And brought his supply." And he brought his supply in the house every day. He used to abuse me verbally on the phone when she was beside him. I came, she said, "I came and took my kids and he called the police on me." Of course. And we'll call you irate. And we'll get you on camera if there's not cameras in the house. And we'll get you to go over the edge so he can prove that you're irate. So he can prove that you're crazy. So he can prove that you abused him. And see, you got witness within you because the time he did, you didn't call the police. There's no report. You told your family. Your family can testify, but he got a camera. He said, "Well, the only reason I did that because she would fight me. She would throw things at me, and I would defend myself."